Most writers of fiction are useless, hopeless, scatterbrained, unemployables.
Oh, Jesus. Unemployable.
So hearing that,
Yeah.
so hearing that Austin Duffy, one of the world's leading oncologists, had written a novel, made me very sceptical. I mean, I was sceptical that he was an oncologist. I thought, this guy, right, this guy who writes so well, he's clearly a bit of a Walter Mitty figure. He's clearly a bit of a fantasist. He's probably living in his parents' shed somewhere.
Exactly.
Wearing the same smelly fleece that he wears every day, eating fistfuls of Cheerios directly out of the box, and he's putting it about that he's this doctor at Washington's National Cancer Institute. I thought, yeah, right, yeah, of course he is. But then, I wasn't long into the novel when I could see, well, this is a very unique book, written by someone with a whole different perspective, one I hadn't encountered before, written by someone with a very special intelligence and understanding, a very special talent indeed. The pleasures of this novel are many. First of all, for me, it was a pleasure reading a novel by a doctor that wasn't, or any piece of writing by a doctor that wasn't in an illegible scrawl on a 5-inch by 3-inch scrap of paper, or that said invoice €130.
Yeah.
On the top.
180 more.
180 nowadays.
Yes, 180.
Going rate for consultants. I don't think I've ever read a novel with as long range, a zoom focus on human existence as this living and immortal thing. It goes from examining human life at the minutest level, smallest cellular detail, and it comes back to taking in the beauty and the mess and the mystery of a human being as a whole, and then back again to the beauty and the mess and the mystery of human interaction. And it's the interplay of and tension between these two areas that makes this such a special novel. That a person can hold captive a group of cells on a glass slide under a microscope and be so close to a breakthrough, be so close to understanding the mechanism behind this living and immortal and deadly thing, and be so close to stopping it, and be so calm in that world, and then to lift his head from the microscope and to re-emerge blinking into the dry and day-lit world again, and to be so at sea in the area of relationships, romantic, professional and general. And I think it's probably worth stating at this point, obviously, that the central character in this book, this leading oncologist at this cancer research facility, is entirely a work of your imagination. But it's a really gorgeous novel. It's in the way it blends science and philosophy and human drama, and with such skill, with such lightness of touch. It was an education for me. I was absolutely fascinated by the cancer bits in the novel, to the point that I started to think, heaven forbid, if I ever found myself in the sort of situation that a lot of the patients in this book find themselves in, I'd like to read this book, because it kind of isolates the science from the suffering, the sickness from the suffering, and coaxes out the essential drama in it. And if I was if I was a participant in that drama, I'd feel valorised. I'd feel I was part of some great adventure. And not long after reading Austen's novel, I met somebody who I knew who was battling cancer.